to YouTube and Twitch. So you can see the full screen if you go over there and drop a question in the TikTok chat or in any of those chats. I get this, boop. I get all the chats consolidated to that one view. Cool, it looks like YouTube is online, so howdy y'all, thanks for joining. This is the Leethub Chrome extension. Leethub is a Chrome extension that allows you to take your LeetCode solutions and store them in GitHub. So you kind of get credit, which is kind of petty. I don't know if that's the main value to me. If you're sort of a more junior engineer, that could be valuable to you. You get the green marks on your portfolio. The thing that's valuable to me is I would like to be able to easily see which LeetCode questions I've already done. Maybe there's a way to actually do that within LeetCode itself. I haven't really looked. Let's go check that out. Problems. Status. Yeah, okay. So I guess I could just do this as an alternative. I have the idea that I might, or maybe I never will, somehow like programmatically interact with these LeetCode solutions. So I can store them on GitHub and play with them that way. I don't need to worry about authenticating or getting rate limited by leetcode.com. Cool. So, and I'm just curious to try it out. It's like a thing, and I see it could be valuable to especially like more junior engineers. But I don't want to recommend something I've never tried out. So let's try it out. So I'm installing it for the first time right here. I guess it's still checking, so let's watch this in the meantime. So there's no audio on that. Okay. It's just a video. Yeah, so it just took his solution and saved it to permutations.py. What Leethub? Yeah, I just went over that. So Leethub is a Chrome extension. You can see it right here. There might be a version on other browsers or other operating systems, I don't know, but this is the one that I'm investigating. And it basically stores your LeetCode solutions over to GitHub in sort of a normally organized way. Another thing this could be useful, it's only got about 8,000 users at the moment, so that's reaching, but just as a measure of like developer quality or candidate preparedness, like I don't have access to other people's LeetCode accounts, but I can view their GitHubs. So if they choose to do this, it's sort of an opt-in way. Why is it taking so long? An opt-in way to verify quality. Refresh the page here. Add to Chrome. Yeah, let me open up my DevTools. It sort of like froze or something. That was really weird, wasn't it? Oh, Leethub has been added to Chrome. All right, so now it's added. Fine. Fine. Thank you for the likes. Okay, so I'm going to first go to a problem that I've previously solved and just try to get the Leethub thingy to work, and then we'll do a new problem. So yeah, so let me start with status solved. Yeah, toSum, why not? toSum and add two numbers. Cool. So this is like solved over here. What are these notifications from? Product of array subself. I'm gonna check out this comment. I think somebody replied to one of my comments maybe, or they made a unrelated comment. All right, they just made an unrelated comment. That's fine. So this is solved. So how do I use the extension? Let's pin Leethub, click it right here. Need to authenticate, okay? Let's authenticate to GitHub, authorize it. And automatically sync your code to get started with Leethub. Pick an option. Let's create a new repository, and I'll call it Leethub. All right, cool. So successfully created Leethub. Start LeetCoding. Link to the wrong repo. All right, cool. So this is kind of cool. Let me refresh. It's still saying 0. Here's the repo link. All right, so that was successfully created. Oh no, this is this is busted. Created using Leethub. Y'all need to switch those. Created using Leethub. You need to switch your brackets and parens. Don't sweat it, man. I do the same thing all the time. So I'm gonna go contribute to that. Save changes. Bam. No, it didn't work. Okay. All right, I guess I'll put it back. Is that useful? I'm gonna just get rid of that. I think it's ugly. Sorry. Save changes. Cool. Created using Leethub. And then here's the link right here. So it's still linked. Give this guy a star. Good job. Kasim Wani. Good job, Kasim Wani. Follow this person. You exist in only what you do. I don't know about that. But okay. How does he only have 130 followers? All right, so now we have add 2 numbers. It's medium right here. And let's click the button. So it's not like I submit it here, huh? Let me submit it here. All right, that was accepted. What is this? Leethub. I'll give the spiel one more time in a minute. All right, so that was successful. Let's see if it sort of like detected the success. Yeah, okay. So it sort of detected it, didn't it? I guess that's how it works. Can you see my hearts? Yeah, thank you so much. Is that Garcia? Thank you so much. And so let's refresh this, F5. Bam. And there it is, add 2 numbers. Ooh, and it dumped out the explanation there. I don't know if that's like, hopefully they don't do that for like the locked questions. That would be kind of bad. And yeah, it did a TS file. And here we go. So cool. Now let me go back and go over here and get rid of this dumb comment that I wrote and submit it again, and we'll see if it removes the dumb comment. Is this -n memory usage? No, it's not. I'm still there. Just joined. What are we doing today? We're checking out this tool called Leethub. Okay, so I'll search it one more time. You can also check me out on Twitch or YouTube, or I'm streaming to Twitter as well. So Leethub, this tool right up here, it is a Chrome extension that mirrors your LeetCode solutions into GitHub. So it's a portmanteau. LeetCode and GitHub. Should someone who is looking for their first job use this? I do not recommend that, no. Well, the answer is a little more complicated. Do you have a CS degree? If you're targeting a tier 1 employer, it could be useful. But if you're targeting like a tier 2 or 3 employer, please focus on building out your portfolio first. And only deal with algorithms after you've already started interviewing. You're confident enough to interview, and algorithms are icing on the cake. They are not the cornerstone. So that's for tier 2 and tier 3 employers, career switchers, self-taught, and so forth. If you have a traditional CS background, then you may be targeting tier 1 employers from the beginning. Sure, if you're targeting tier 1 employers from the beginning, then unfortunately algorithms might be the cornerstone of your application process. You may not even need a portfolio. Okay, so Like, I'll do it one more time, but it didn't seem like it caught it. Right, so 1129. So this is like the third time. Thanks, I don't have a CS degree. Okay, cool. How do you know when to place the braces? I think you're like asking me like, how do you write code? Yeah, just check out Codecademy, the front end path. I'll recommend that. So this is like a function block. This is an if block. This is an else block. This is a while loop. In JavaScript, we use this, and also in other programming languages too, but not all of them. But in JavaScript, TypeScript, we will use braces to denote blocks of code, as opposed to Python, where it's indentation oriented. Okay, so it did, okay, cool. So it did catch it that time. I don't know, maybe there's some lag or something, but it caught it and it got rid of the comment, which is really cool because now I can see like 2 different commits. So I can actually have a Git history here of my code changes, which is another thing that this tool will do that GitHub alone won't do. Or sorry, LeetCode alone won't do. So where can I look at my branch commits? So here's the branch, main. I want to see the commits. GitHub list commits on branch. This is not the right answer. Okay, bye. Insights network. Oh yeah, that's what we got to do? Insights network. Upgrade to GitHub Pro or make this repository public. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So Leethub by default is not public. I've never coded before. I'm taking programming fundamentals in college. Where should I start coding? I recommend Codecademy. You can also check out free Code Camp. Quality is a little lower, but it's free. I think the money is worth it for Codecademy. It's my 2 cents. All right, cool. So let's make this thing public. Allow access. What? Settings. So we're gonna make it public. Private. I'm gonna upload a social image, but it's private. I want to make it public. It's just one of these settings over here. I can't remember where it is. I feel like they're moving stuff all the time. All right, cool. We will Google make GitHub repo public. It's under the danger zone. That's on the main area, I think. Yeah, here's the danger zone. Change visibility, make public. Cool. So now my Leethub is public. What about free Harvard MIT courses? Yeah, go for it. They're going to be focused on fundamentals. They're not going to really teach you much about how to actually code though. So, especially if you can get some credit. If you're in college, depending on your university, they might give you credit for completing those. So yeah, maybe check with your like advisor or something. So, what have I done now? What I've done now is that my repository is public. So now that my repository is public, I should be able to go to Insights, Network, and see my commits. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I can see my different commits. Awesome. So this is like my new browse files. This is like my new solution. and then here's the history. You see the history button? Boop. Now I can see the two different versions. Ooh, I'm noticing this percentage thing here. So you can see, I think that's just random variation between 200 milliseconds and 160 milliseconds, because all I did is I deleted some comments. So I think the speed up is just random variation, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. That I can go from 20% to almost top 10% just by random variation. All right, cool. So close that now, and let's go, I guess, do a new GitHub or do a new LeetCode problem. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this Leethub tool. I think I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm very happy to recommend it. If you're studying algorithms and trying to build out your portfolio, demonstrate that you've been coding, yeah, feels like a great thing to do. Two sum. I think we already got two sum, right? Oh no, we got two numbers. So let's get two sum. Here's two sum. Submit that. Close those out. Now this should say easy, medium, yep, 1 and 1. Now I should be able to refresh and have two sum. There it is. Love it. And let's go for something that's not solved. Cool, I'll just go by frequency. This is how I recommend y'all decide which problems to pick. There's a few different ways. I have an article coming out. Let's see. 23 patterns to ace any coding interview. This will be coming out soon. Ooh, it looks like it's edited. Does that mean it's published? Let's see. This might, let me know if you can get to this URL, because it might have just been published, which is really cool if it is. Let me open up an incognito tab. That's probably a test. Yeah, hey, I guess my article was published. So if you've heard of the 14 patterns article, this is an improvement over the 14 patterns article. If you've heard of the blind 75, this is an improvement over the blind 75. Or Sean Prashad's LeetCode patterns. It synthesizes all of that information and builds on it, and gives you an actual like timeline to learning algorithms. So cool. I'll make a TikTok about this later. I might even do a YouTube video going through this. That's a really cool resource. I'm glad to see it finally got approved. Okay, so if you read that, one of the things that I do is I say, hey, we should be targeting LeetCode questions that are actually asked in interviews, right? Mind blown, right? So yeah, Lru Cache I think is a perfect example of something that I haven't done the LeetCode problem, but I think it's used quite often. So let's check this out. Let's read it together. Design a data structure. I'm going to read it like silently. Positive size capacity. So where's an example input argument? Put, get. So you get like 2 arguments? Have fun. Hey, if we're low on energy drinks, can you pick some more up? Okay, cool. Maybe just pick them up regardless. Love you. What are we looking at? This is a LeetCode problem, Lru Cache. least recently used. So I'm reading the problem right now, trying to get my stupid brain to work. We want to initialize Lru cache with positive size capacity. I'm trying to understand what that means, because if I look at the input, I'm not seeing it. What is it, the 2? Like, I'm not seeing anything that's like a positive size capacity that I would expect. Lru cache. Yeah, I guess it's the 2, huh? So I'm looking at the 2 inputs, and I guess they're a chain of like subsequent commands. So yeah, that makes sense. It's gonna execute Lru cache, put, get, put. I guess there's just put and get is all it really has. Okay, fine. That seems pretty straightforward. So Lru cache 2, I guess, means I want to initialize a cache that has a capacity of 2. What's the link to article? Okay. I will do this. I'll grab a screenshot of it, and then I can just kind of like hold that image up while I'm doing my coding thing. You can still visit it. That's the link you're asking for, right? I think so. So I'm going to go back to my problem, but I'll have this kind of like, let's see. There's no way that it's not in the way. I'll put it right there. That's fine for now. We'll probably have to move it around. Okay, so get int returns the value of the key if the key exists. Otherwise, okay, so it's just exist, not exist, huh? Put, update the value of the key if the key exists. Otherwise, add the key value pair to the cache if the number of keys exceeds the capacity from this operation. Evict the least recently used key. Yeah. So I want to keep it sorted, basically. Okay. Get and put must each run in O of 1 average time complexity. Gosh. Sorry, just joined. What are we doing here? We're doing LeetCode problems at this point. I gave a review of a tool called Leethub, and I'm happy to recommend it, but at this point, the review is done. Okay, so yeah, let's just start with a brute force. This is one of the things that I don't like about LeetCode is it'll sometimes ask you to implement a solution optimally. It's like all or nothing. There's no, like the typical way you do these things is like you have a brute force or a naive solution you start with and then you can improve it. But sometimes LeetCode is like, fuck your brute force. Okay, so we have capacity. I also hate how LeetCode has set this up because this is like JavaScript from like 2015. But we'll go with it. So probably this dot underscore capacity equals capacity. Probably all we want to do, and then we actually need like a queue. This dot it's not really a queue, is it? I guess I want to keep a reference to the least recently used. Least recently used? Shouldn't it just be like least used? Least recently used. Do they mean oldest? Least recently used key. Yeah, okay. Least recently used. Least recently used key is null. Started off null. Okay, so every time we add an element, we are going to least recently used is like e.g. oldest key. So I kind of think I just want a queue here, huh? Last in, first out. Last in, first out. That would be a... Let's see. First in, first out is a queue. Last in, first out is a stack. But do I want a stack here? Least recently used. And what does it mean, used? Does a get operation count as using the key? Or do they just mean least recently put, which would be first in, first out, which would be a queue? Least recently used. Let's look at their explanation here. I think yeah, so we get the 1 and then we put the 3. So we evict the 2 because most recently used is 1 and 3. So get counts as using. Get does count as using. So it's not really a queue because it's not first in, first out, and it's not a stack. It is its own thing. Cool. Cool. So should each key needs to have like an indicator about like when it was used? That's what I'm going to implement for now. I don't know if that's the correct thing to do. Oh, there's a carrot in the chat. FitHub versus GitLab. Which do you recommend? I think you mean GitHub. I don't know about FitHub. So GitHub versus GitLab, I like them both. I would recommend GitHub though, just because it's more commonly used. So if we're talking about a technique or a technology that's going to land you a job, go for the one that's more commonly used. All right, cool. So you have capacity, least recently. Yeah, least recently used key is null. I guess they want to optimize on time complexity. So maybe I'll be more liberal using my space. What I could do is I could have 2 internal queues here. One is like all the actions that have taken place. So if one is sliced off, then I have the next most recently accomplished action. So let's put something in this cache. So this dot map initialize that to an empty object. So when I put, we'll do this dot map key and value. Is value the amount that it increments? Yeah. Kind of weird here. I don't see them putting the same thing twice. What happens if I put 1, 1 twice? Is it 1, 1 or is it 1, 2 at that point? Are they what is happening on this put? It's just putting a key value pair, I believe. So I'm going to do sort of like a replace operation, not an increment or anything like that. So yeah, key equals value. And what, like this? Least recently used key. just keep replacing it? That doesn't sound right. So what's going to happen now is the second put will update this, and then the third put will update this, and it will drop the third item, which is not what we want. We would want to drop the first item. I could just check if it's null. It's another thing I could do. So we'll only set it if it's null. I think I want something like a queue of length capacity. All right, let's do one thing at a time, but I think I'm going to want this dot safety queue. New array this dot capacity. So that if you're in the safety queue, you can't be deleted, basically. We'll see about that. So for now, I'm saying if this is null, then we'll assign it, otherwise you don't. And so that's how the third thing, when I try to put the third item, I will have the least recently used key is still the first item, which is better. What are you doing? This problem is called Lru Cache. Get the first item and third line, maybe. Get the first item and third line. I'm not sure what you mean. Get the first item and third line. Think first in code once you have a solution. Nah. All right, cool. So y'all got the problem, right? All right, so we'll look back at this code. So the good thing here is that when I get to the third element, the least recently used key is still the first element. That's what I would like it to be. Problem is that we're ignoring the get. So, right. So whenever I get a key, I mean, first of all, we just return this dot map key. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that we need to sort of like refresh, like, I guess we can set it back to null. This is problematic though. So the benefit here is that it's sort of refreshed in the sense that this key, okay, so we'll say recently used key. So if this key that we're getting is the least recently used key, then we're going to set recently used key to null so that we don't try to like delete this. We don't try to evict this basically because we've just used it. So it is no longer the least recently used key. So the problem here is that we don't know, like, what is the second least recently used key? That's the problem here. And so this is where the safety queue idea is probably better. So this will definitely work. It's just, the way I'm thinking about it, this would be really gross because I would need to do like repositioning of the indices. So how can I do that in a cleaner way instead of like in cases? I guess it's going to have to be in cases. There's going to be in. I want it to do this in constant time. Maybe if like pop or what is the other one? Pop and oh, I don't know. Maybe slice. If those are treated as constant time, which I don't know if they are. But I guess we'll proceed with that. Pop and slice. There's another one. Like slicing the first index and the last index have special names. One of them is pop, and I can't remember the other. But they're basically both slices. Slicing a single element from one side of the array. Push. Push would be adding, right? I'm talking about removing a single element, not adding a single element. Removing a single element from either side of the array. Okay, so yeah, we basically want to follow this logic, but I want to use a queue instead of this null pattern. So safety queue. So we'll push the new thing. What are we pushing? We're pushing key. Right? I think LRU is going by key. Update the value of key if the key exists. Otherwise, add the key value pair to the cache. If the number of keys exceeds the capacity from this operation, evict the least recently used key. Yep, okay, so we're evicting keys. Okay, cool. So we're going to push the key onto the safety queue and then check if this dot safety queue actually, it's kind of an ironic name because it's more like the dangerous queue than the safety queue. I don't know. If you're in the queue, you can't be deleted. That's why I'm calling it a safety queue. So if the length exceeds the capacity. Shift, thank you. That's the word. Giant Jigglypuff for the win. We all need a Jigglypuff in our lives, y'all. We all need one. Yes, shift. Ugh, I think I need to go get another energy drink. We'll see. Yeah, so slicing right is popping, slicing left is shifting. If you do a single element in those directions. Okay, if this dot say, and I think shift is a constant time operation. I'm just not 100% sure about that. If this dot safety queue dot length is greater than this dot capacity, someone's got to die. That's the problem. This dot so let's say shifted equals this dot safety queue does Q, how the fuck do you spell Q? Q-U-E-U. That word looks so weird. Did I spell Q correctly? Shift. So let me double check. Does shift actually return the element? Q-U-E-U. Oh, there's another E, right? I think I spelled it wrong. Q-U-E-U-E. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thanks, Jigglypuff. JavaScript shift. Do I actually get the element returned to me? That's what I want to know. Yep. Okay. So first element is referenced right here. Perfect. What if I do slice? Array.slice 0, 1. And okay, then it's first element as array. Cool. What if I do splice? Bam. First element is not defined. Cool. So slice and splice are array splitting, and shift gets the primitive. Awesome. So here is the shifted element. So we shift the safety queue, and then what I want to do is delete it from the map. Shifted. This is like stuff we basically never do. Like this delete operation exists, but we basically never use it when actually programming. Not all heroes wear capes, but I do. Cool. Yeah, Jigglypuff with a cape. What's cooler than Jigglypuff? Is Jigglypuff with a cape. What color is your cape? All right, so we put an element. And I think this is looking good. This is updating our queue, and if it overflows, it will shift. It will shift itself. Cool. So the other thing we need to do is re-implement this logic in the get method. And I really don't need this least recently used key. Yeah, this is kind of troublesome. This is kind of troublesome because could I run out of actions? No. So this will want to slice it. This will want to move it all the way to the right. Move it all the way to the right. How can I do that in constant time? I don't know. I don't know how to do that in constant time. I know how to do it in, oh, well, it's constant time because capacity is a constant. Yo, see, LeetCode is like messing with my brain here. I don't have to do it in a single operation. I can loop through the cache as many times as I want, and it's still constant time because the cache has a constant length. Whatever color or towel, yep, that's a vibe. Yeah, this is why that was pretty annoying. Okay, so it's still constant time even if I loop all the way through the array. So I'm free to loop through the array because that's what I need to do actually. I think I can just do this. I'll have a method here called like fixQ. And this will be the safety queue, this dot capacity. And the key. We'll call it refresh key in queue. So this will be a helper method. Sits outside the class because I hate the way they're writing this class. They're not even declaring classes actually. They declared a stateful function, which is not the same as a class. Yo, can you turn off my Windows auto update? Google, dog. Google it. All right, cool. So we'll do refresh in queue, and this will say queue and capacity and key. so that we can extract this into like a dry function. So here's Q, and here is Q again. Here is capacity. Oh, and then I need a map. Q, capacity, map, key, Q, capacity, map. This should just be a map. And where is key? Key is used here. Okay, so all those are used. So I can refresh key and Q there, and then I can refresh key and Q here. Now, the refresh key and Q logic is not quite right, so let's update it. What it's doing currently, even Google doesn't know how. Sure it does. Right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just appending to the end, and then I'm slicing the beginning. But if I do, let's say 3, 3, 2. Basically, if I have a duplicate, then both of the 3's should get wiped, not just the yeah, not just the oldest one. Well, I guess the put method will evict, and get will never evict, will it? I guess there's not the same logic in these two methods, actually, so I probably should not have moved those into the same function right here. So the get method should never evict. The get method should never evict. And when does the put method evict? We actually want to push the key after we have evicted, I think. So let's do this. Possibly they can share part of it. So if Q length is greater than, we're going to change that. If Q length is at capacity. Then we are going to shift the Q. Yeah, and push the next element. So really those are equivalent and they're totally different than the get. Buffer overflow 0 days. Cool. So I can either push before the if block and check greater than, or I can push after the if block and check equals. They're literally isomorphic. The trick is what? Yeah, there's really nothing in common with the refresh key and queue. There's really nothing in common with that logic. Yeah, there is, because I could push the same, I could push the same thing like several times, and then I don't want that to be on bat to be sliced next time. So I still need to do this refresh key and queue operation after this eviction operation. Cool, so I think it works. So we push the key. If the queue length is over capacity, we will shift and delete it out of the map. And then we want to refresh the key in queue. The one that we just put, we also want to refresh it. I think this is right. Okay, so this queue capacity map key, that's all looking good. This piece needs to get fixed. So this eviction logic is unique to the put method, but the refresh key and queue is used in both places. I think that's right. So I think we're basically putting correctly, provided that I fix the refresh key and queue method, which is wrong. And then are we getting correctly? Yeah, I think so. Both of the prototype methods are correct. It is this refresh key and queue that's not correct. And it's not correct because I'm doing a naive thing, which is I'm just checking the length and slicing right off the edge. What I need to do is every key should only appear once in the safety queue. So yeah, I should basically slice out the key wherever it's found and add it to the very end. Slice out the key wherever it's found and add to very end. Is there a method like that that can just take an array and just remove, like, is there like queue remove all? I think that is a thing, right? Let's see. And if it's not a thing, I can if it's not a thing, I can implement it myself. Basically, that's what we want to do, is remove all key. And then push the key, right? Remove all key and then push the key. That's basically it. The capacity doesn't even matter. The map doesn't even matter. We just want the queue and the key. The queue and the key. Let's run it. Okay, so they're saying that remove all is not a function. Okay, so let's implement our own remove all then. I'll just have, you could do this in place, but I don't care. Let's see, could do this. Make a helper to do that. This is a helper, right? Maybe I don't understand what you mean. Okay, so const L of Q. Const L of Q. And then next dot push L. If L is not key, right? So if the element is not the is not the key. Then we'll push it into next. And then finally, we will next.push key, return next. So next is like your queue after you refreshed. Whoa, null, 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 undefined null. Let's see. Expected was null. Okay. They did the LRU cache. Then they said put 1, 1. Expected was null. Good. Oh, I actually returned the 1 correctly here. So the 2, they expected a negative. Let's see. The 2, I gave them back a 2, and they wanted a negative 1. Make sure to return the new queue. That's what I'm doing, right? Return. Yeah, it's right there. Next is the new queue. Kind of acts like this. It's kind of acting like this delete didn't work. Can you use Sublime Text app for that? Probably, yeah. So you would actually need Sublime itself won't run code. You can write code in it. So you would need to like install Node or something. But if you install Node, you can do that. So I output undefined. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here, that's pretty easy to fix. I can just do, bam, run code. So now I got the -134. So the only issue now is the 2. So why is the 2? Let's do some console.logs, I think. Two empty items, 1, 2, 2, 3. So we're dropping the 1, which we should not do. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's okay because we're only logging the put. Let's log the get. Yeah. 1, 2. Let's see. So they do LRU cache. We got 2 empty items. They do a put. We have an empty item and the number 1. They do another put. We have 1 and a 2. That's looking good. It looks like LeetCode. Yeah, this is LeetCode. Run your code through a simple input to debug. I don't know when you made that comment, so I guess I'm assuming you made that comment before I was already doing this. So, cool. So LRU cache, we created 2 empty items. Put, now there's 1 empty and a 1. Put a 2, now there's 1, 2. Then there's a get on the 1. So I should see that 1 move to the end. That's what I don't see. So it looks like refresh in queue is failing. Yeah, my 1 should have gone to the end. Let me move these logs into the refresh in refresh key in queue. going to move them over here. So next push key. So I'm going to see Q and next. All right. So the Q is empty, comma 1, and next is empty, comma 1. Then the Q is 1, comma 2. Next is 1, comma 2. Q is 1. Ah, yep, I got it. So I never actually reset the safety queue. That's the issue. I returned it and I didn't set it. So yeah, this dot safety queue equals is the problem. That's the problem. Cool, cool, cool. Yep. Okay. So let's submit this. See if there's some edge cases that I missed. Probably. Yeah. Wrong answer. So here's an edge case. Null, null, null. Oh yeah. So I need to do the exact 0 check. I'll do a not a number check. So if it's not a number, I'll return -1. If it's not a number, I'll return -1. Yeah. Okay, so we still got some sort of problem. I'd recommend JavaScript. What's the best app for programming? Gonna start my associate in computer tech soon. Yeah, I agree with Bowen. I'd also recommend JavaScript if you haven't coded before. There's definitely cases where it's not the best, but if you look at programming as a whole, I think it's the best default. It's the most commonly used one. So there you go. Let's see, -1, I gave -1, -1, and they said -1, 3. So what happened there? Lru Cache got length 2. Oh, did I break my, okay, no, the existing situation is still, the existing example still looks good. So what's up with this case? Put 2, 1, okay. And then put 1, 1, okay. And then put 2, 3. Okay, the standard out, I can scroll down. I was like, there's no way that's all of the standard out. So we got 2, then 1, then 2, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 4. So the 1 should be evicted. 2. I wish this thing could expand. Hold on, let's move this. I was going to open Notepad++, but on second thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it here in the LeetCode. So what we're expecting is 2, then 1, then 2, then 4. 2, then 1, then 2, then... Ah, see, this is bad news bears. So the capacity is only 2. Okay, so I'm not trimming on capacity within Q. So that could be the problem. 2, then 1, then 2. This did evict the 1, as I expect. I guess that was a get request, wasn't it? 2, then 1, then 2, then 4, and then it tries to get the 1. Yeah, so when I get the 1, I'm not evicting. Right, so here when I get the 1, I'm not evicting, and so it's adding it to the end of the queue. which is a problem. Yeah, so I can just add a flag that's like, were you in this queue? um, so if the element is the key, then we've seen it. And if we haven't seen it, looks like it's going to be challenging for me. I only know HTML. Yeah, you got a ways to go. It's no problem. It just takes time. It depends, like, yeah, how much time you spend on it. Google some tutorials. I guess Google some tutorials. I recommend Codecademy and Free Code Camp. I think that's better than just Googling random tutorials. Codecademy and Free Code Camp. The Codecademy front-end path in particular. And yeah, you could learn JavaScript in a couple months, even if all you know is HTML. That's fine. It's not easy. I think some people want to say it's easy. I don't think it's easy, but you can totally do it. Okay, cool. So what if we haven't even seen it? Then we don't want to push it. Refresh is not meant to append. Okay, so I guess, what is this? Why are you mad? Q, unexpected colon. Did I put a colon somewhere? Oh, okay, the very top there. Oopsie. Bam. Cool, so that was accepted. And we're still wrong. Oh no! All right, so let's grab these. So even though we're still wrong, we should see some incremental progress. Right, so above was this one, and that was problematic because of the 241. And we said refresh is not meant to append. So we see that we eliminated the appending of the 1. All right, great. So that's incremental progress. Thank you for the likes. I don't know about y'all, but after this problem, I'm going to walk to the kitchen and grab an energy drink. All right, cool. So why is it mad? Why is it mad at us? Here's what they did. So I'm going to get rid of the first block because that is an obsolete first block. So now we're looking at these two. So the Lru cache, that's working fine. We put 2, 1, and then we put 1, 1, and we get what we expect. The 2 comes in, and then the 1 comes in. All right, 2, 1. Now they do the 2, so the 2 is refreshed. It goes to the back of the queue. And then the 4 comes in, and so now we got 2 and 4, the 1's evicted. And now they get the 1. And they expect to get a -1, they get a -1. And now they get the 2. And they expect, yeah, what? So apparently I gave them a -1 when they try to get the 2. Okay, so that's a real problem. Why is that happening? This game sucks. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, this game does suck. So what I'm gonna go ahead and add the map to the log. Um, I'll just log the map right here. This dot map. Right, so the map is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so it's like the 2. Um, the 2 is not being added again. I'm just going to delete 1. I think the delete is doing like a permanent delete maybe. Delete this. So let me delete 1. This dot map. You see we get the value for 1 right there? Let me delete this dot map 1 and see if it never obtains. If the 1 is never logged, then that's what's going on. Nope, see, it sets the 1 anyhow. Let's add key and value here. Why not? It's not picking up, for whatever reason, it's not picking up the 2 the second go round. So key value 1, 1, key value 2, 2. All right, and now let's do the map. Yeah, you see there's the 2, 2 is matching. I don't know why it's like selecting everything. 2, 2 in the map matches key value 2, 2. Then we properly evict the 2. Oh, this is a different scenario. Sorry, this one is working fine. It is the it's this scenario over here that was giving us trouble. Yeah, with the 2, 3. So we'll grab this, copy that. Then grab the standard out, paste that. So create the cache, add the 2 and the 1 and a 2 again. Add the 2 and the 1. Oh, where's my next queue? Add the 2, add the 1, and add the 2 again. Okay. So it's 2, 1, 2, 3. This time I ought to have 3 in my map. Yeah, see, it's not re-added here. Well, I'm going to do it like this. I'm just kind of guessing that there's a problem with the delete keyword. So let's see what happens this time. The 2 is never updated to 3. Look at that. It's never updated to 3. Still. And now I have undefined : -1. What? Is it that ternary expression? Did you finish the slot machine that you were working on? Yeah, the slot machine's done. It's open source right there. Goofy slot machine. So the ternary is on the get method. So there's no way that this ternary could be responsible for setting undefined into the map. It's something in our logic right here. It also should never be the case that if we shift, if it goes over length and we shift, let's see, where's that new array that I'm making? I'm going to, so here I pre-allocate the width of capacity. I'm going to stop doing that. So now that I haven't done that, I should never shift undefined. All right, so this is actually 2, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, so this is the same scenario, but I should not ever shift undefined now. Okay, so at least I'm not shifting undefined. That's an improvement. So here's 2 and 3, and the 2 is literally not being set into the map. Look at this. It's saying 2, -1. 2 and 3. I have a key. Yeah, I think I know what's going on here. So what's going on here, I think, is that for me, if you're on the bubble, right, you're about to be eliminated, and then you put that same value, I do eliminate you, but I'm eliminating you after I set you, which is the problem. I'm eliminating you after I set you. So what I want to actually do, yeah, I actually want to set you after. Cool. The slot machine is uploaded on what site? It's not deployed anywhere yet. We'll do that in a future. We'll do that in a future scenario. Cool. So it still failed, but it didn't fail on that scenario anymore. So I think we solved that scenario. So what's going on this time? Okay, so here's the output, and here is the expected. Lru cache length 2. Two. All right, so the put 6 works, and then it wants to get 1. All right, that works, and then it wants to put 1, 5. So we have 2, 6, 1, 5. That's looking good. 2, 6, 1, 5, and now it wants to put 1.5, put 1.2. Okay. So this is what I would actually expect. Yeah, so this is what I would expect, but it seems like they don't intend that. This is like a miscommunication of the business rule, basically. So they're saying that they could put the same number many times in a row, but it like counts as one put, basically. What the? Oh, I clicked something, sorry. So they're saying that if they put that one over and over, it does not evict the two. So I guess the key can only be located in the cache in one place, which is not, it's not actually anywhere in the problem description. Yeah, so that's not actually anywhere in the problem description, but based on their expectation here, that's what they're doing. Ooh, that's super annoying. I'm going to add that to the discussion here. What? Why did it? Okay. So this will be, let's see. Cool. That implies that one can only be located within the LRU in one place. LRU, yeah. This implies that 2 should not be evicted by the second put 1. This implies that LRU, this implies that LRU queued events are unique by key. I don't think it is anywhere like guaranteed. Cool. Um, all right, so cool. I asked that question, but basically we know what the problem is. The problem is that these puts only quote unquote count as one event. So we need to dedupe our queue basically. So we have this safety queue, refresh key in queue, refresh key in queue. So what we want to do is if else push. What I actually want to do here is create a scene map. So I'll have a scene hash map. All right, so if we have seen the key, we'll push the key. Now, we could use a set here. But that's fine. So scene L equals 1. Cool. How about that? Boop. All right, now we are still wrong. Oh no. So the output is still -1, so it's not deduping the events as I expected. Let's grab this log. So what I'm expecting to see, you see the queue is 1, 1 here. I'm expecting that will go away. So let's check it out. No, so it's still there. It's still Q1, 1. So yeah, this change that I did is not good. So if L is not key, yeah, and if I haven't already added it, basically. Let's see. So scene. Let's add scene at the bottom of this. So if L is not the key and I haven't already seen L. If L is not the key and I haven't already seen L. I think that's better. Oh no, it's wrong. That's fine. I just want to make sure that my queue is deduped. Here, line 11, and it's not deduped. So what happened now? Let's see. I think my logic is wrong somehow. Let's say I get to 1. There's 2 1s. First, I get to 1, and what is my key? My key is well, I guess my key is 1, isn't it? Yeah, that's the problem. Well, it should still be unique in that case. So if my key is 1, oh, it's not actually, next is not the problem here. It's coming in the queue. It's this queue that is, it's this input queue that's problematic. So we pushed it in there. Yeah, we really only want to push it in there if it's not in there already. So if it doesn't include key. All right, so it went, it beat that problematic situation. Okay, and now I'm just getting a time limit exceeded because of just ginormous input. So I think probably my logic is right at this point, but it's not optimized. All right, so let's optimize stuff. Could use a set. That's an optimization. Let's go ahead and do that. So here, scene is new set. And then we'll do scene.add L. If scene dot, as it includes or contains L, refresh is not meant to append new keys. So previous runtime was 88 ms. Let's try and beat it. Oh, was it contains? Maybe it's get. Has. Excuse me, has. All right, let's double check it. JavaScript set contains. Let's just Google JavaScript set. The MDN page has it. Right. Get add has. It's has, right? Has. I thought I tried that. Scene.has. L is not defined. Okay. Right. That would be key. Sorry. So it's actually slower, 102 milliseconds. Undo, undo. So sets are not always better. So I'll put a note. Note set was slower. This ran in 61 milliseconds. That random variation, I'm telling you. Let's get rid of this console.log. Maybe that will be enough to speed it up. So we're down to 56 and 64. Okay. Output limit exceeded. What does that mean? This is a lot going to standard out. Is there another console.log? Yeah. Look at this. The control F console.log is like not something with this element. It like can't find it. It can't find the fact that you have attempted to run code too soon. I'm sorry. Just checking the time performance. Time limit exceeded. Okay. Okay, so it's still too slow. Boo. This includes can be optimized. I'm not sure if I rewrite that loop, it might be faster. Maybe this could be faster. Yeah, let's try and optimize this one. So if it includes key, I could see if the map if the map has it, right? Let's do undefined. That's 68. 106, that actually slowed it down. How did that slow it down? All right, I'm not sure. Time limit exceeded still. So this is problematic because I'm not actually sure if I'm even getting faster. So I think I am, but let me undo this. And I'll make like a much bigger test case. So let's just double it. Right from the second command all the way to the end. From the second command. Run that code. Okay, so that's 87 milliseconds. And 98, 87, 98, 68. All right, so it's going from like 70 to 90, I guess. Now let me undo stuff so that we're not using the I guess I would be redoing stuff. 98, 70, 85. Oh, dude, come on. It's like it didn't make a noticeable change, which is really surprising because I changed from an includes to a map, which should be like much faster in theory. Okay. Here, now I should be able to check if it's undefined. We'll see if that's any faster. So if it is undefined, we'll return -1. All right, we're getting into the 50s. That's good. Oh, no, went into the 90s again. Didn't really seem to change the average speed. Yeah, time limit exceeded. Okay, well, it looks like this is too slow, even though it works. So let's see their way to do it. All right, so check out the solution. An ordered dictionary. It combines both hash map and linked list. Well, that's convenient, isn't it? It feels kind of like cheating. Because like in JavaScript, what would we do? Use a library. Oh, can't do that. Oh, but in Python, you can use the built-in. Savage. Is there a JavaScript ordered dictionary? So we could use the map, okay. Okay, so we have a map we can use. Maybe I try rewriting it using a map. By the way, does Leethub take, yeah, like basically failed solutions? Okay. So approach 1 is an ordered dictionary. Approach 2 is a hash map and a double linked list. Well, I used a hash map, but I didn't use a double linked list. Maybe that would have been faster. Easy to add the node even in the empty list. Because now everyone memorized the solution. That's sad. I mean, I feel like this would be a medium. I feel like it's a medium. So I think it's probably accurately rated. Okay, let's do it with a map. Let's look at the complexity analysis first. So time complexity is O of 1 if I use an ordered dictionary. Cool. And time complexity is also O of 1 over here, but the implementation is a lot trickier with the double linked list. So yeah, so I'd rather use the ordered dictionary. Can solve slowly using hashmap plus array. That's all I did, right? Hashmap plus array. Can solve slowly using hashmap plus array. Faster using ordered hashmap map. Also faster using double linked list plus hash map. Oh, we got over 1,000 likes somehow. Thank y'all so much. So, I'm going to leave this here. Bam. Let's comment all of this. Comment all that. We'll say end slow but correct solution before viewing solution. I don't actually think their solution is asymptotically faster. Yeah, no, they're both constant time. Space complexity, O of capacity. Okay. Mine is also O of capacity. So I guess that's not constant time. It's O of n. So mine is O of n, and theirs is constant time. All right, cool. Can solve slowly, and this is like a O of n. Thanks for the follow. All right, so let's try this again. So now we're going to try this with the ordered dictionary. Also known as the map. So I'll call this ordered map. Um, it has like a built-in move to end. Is that right? Wow, it really has move to end. Wow, this is like such a cheat code. Look at this. Um, all right, does the JavaScript map do that stuff? No. Yo, this might be like a reason to use. This is like a decent reason to use Python in your algorithm interviews. This thing is like a cheat code right here. Ordered dictionary. And you can just test for equality between dictionaries like that. Wow. Python today. Hi. I'm not writing Python today, but I'm checking this data structure out, which is the ordered dictionary. So the Python ordered dictionary, pretty jealous of that. Oh, the key insertion order is maintained in an ordinary dictionary. I didn't realize that. Wow, and you can just merge dictionaries like that. Golly. All right, well, I'm going to keep this tab on the back burner, and I'm like literally thinking about using Python now. Okay, so let's use this map. It has ordered keys, but it has no, what is it? Move to back. Okay. Wow. Literally, if it takes you, how long would it take you to implement move to back? I guess just 1 or 2 minutes. So maybe that is not worth. Yeah, 1 or 2 minutes is not worth switching a language. But honestly, if you can save 5 minutes, that's worth switching a language. In an advanced algorithm interview where you're having to do hards, like at the senior level, if you can save 5 minutes in a 45 minute long interview, that's a big deal. Okay, so we have a map now, ordered map. So if it's in there, move it to end. I'm just going to delete all this stuff, like refresh key and queue. We'll call this, yeah, I'll leave that. So we're still going to use that. If it's in the map, we want to. It's not safety queue. It's going to be map. Yeah. Has. So if it has key, then we want to move it to the end. Else we want to just append it, right? And I still have my old solution. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm not losing my old solution. So evict if needed. Probably do this by reference. Refresh key and queue. Here's the old one. So this will be an ordered map. We can call it ordered map queue. We can call it an ordered map queue. How about that? So it's an ordered map queue, and then the key, and then I think I want the value as well now, so that I can just set it. No, those are two different operations. So next in scene, I don't need these. So refresh key in queue. Similar to Python, ordered dictionaries built in, move to end. Okay. Do I just push and pop it? Is that the best way to do this? Ordered map queue dot delete key. So wherever it is, delete it, and then now let's add it. And I feel like I want to add a key value pair, not just adding a key. I guess I lost my MDN. Okay, so let's open it again. JavaScript ordered dictionary. I don't get LeetCode. I try copy and paste it to a command line and it doesn't work. That's correct. That's correct. If you want to actually invoke your LeetCode functions, you can't literally copy it. That's true. It's pretty trivial once you gotta know how to do it, but like you gotta know how to do it. So, oh look, there's a JavaScript ordered dictionary library. Straight to jail. Want a JS lib? Straight to jail. Okay, so trying to look at the MDN, right? Ordered hash, it's the map. Here's the map. And set is the term. All right, cool. So it's not add, it's set. We're going to set a key and a value. Right, so I don't do that here. That's fine. Oh, yes, I do, because we're going to, yeah. And then is this just sort of by, it's just working sort of by reference. Okay, so we pass in the map and the key, and it will just temporarily hold the value in a pointer, delete the value out, and then add it, which is going to set it to the end. For college, hello, sorry for bad English, but how long would it take me to learn how to code Python if it's half for college and I'm not really into coding usually? If you're not into coding usually, you can grow old and die before you learn how to program properly. So yeah, you're gonna need to find the motivation somewhere. I mean, like well-paying jobs are motivation for people to do things that they normally don't do. Like I wouldn't normally, go volunteer my time for a big tech company, but they're paying me well. So, but the problem there is that money is not a good incentive to some people. So, You need to find some way to incentivize yourself. This is what I really suggest. Find, if you have a hobby, if you're into food, if you're into coffee. This is a great coffee shop right here, although I've already drunk it. Give yourself little gifts, and let that be your motivation. So then you're borrowing against your future income, basically. Yeah, I don't know. My motivation is that with coding, I can solve any problem. That's great. That's great. I think it's really cool. A lot of the best programmers are intrinsically motivated by programming itself. They enjoy programming. But you can be quite a good programmer without enjoying programming. You just need to find what you do enjoy and find a way to channel those incentives into motivating you into programming. So, Nanashi, if I've said that right, you've told me that you're not into coding, but that alone, if that's all the information I have about you, my intuition would be then you're probably not going to code. If you say there are other things that I am passionate about, then the question would be, how can we leverage those into a programming incentive? And I think for some people, doing little gifts every now and then, like if I solve 3 LeetCode problems, I'll go to the movies. Setting little goals like that is one good approach I recommend. If you're not motivated by anything, you're gonna have a hard time learning to code. I think that's the basic problem. Okay, refresh key in queue, we got that. So if the ordered map has the key, has a thing over here. Seems to be so. Yeah, we have has. So if it has the key, we'll refresh it in queue. Otherwise, we'll just set it. Now, let's see. I want to update the value anyway. So this will be an optional argument, basically. Here's new value. Cool. So yeah, if there's a new value, you can set that. Otherwise, we will use the prior value. And so in this case, we do have a new value. So if it has it, refresh it. Otherwise, just set it. I think that makes sense to me. And then what about eviction? I get what you're saying, actually. It's just so I can pass my IT class this semester, but thanks for the answer, mate. Yeah, very welcome. Yeah, I've definitely had a few classes that I thought this class is bullshit. And I would do the little gifts thing, and it works for me. If I get a B on this test, I'll go out for drinks, something, you know. Okay. So this takes care of sort of appending the item to the end of the list. Now we want to evict if needed. So if this dot ordered dot size, do I have size? Length or size? It's size, contacts dot size is greater than this dot capacity. This dot ordered size, ordered map dot size is greater than this dot capacity. Then we'll drop the first one. And this is the thing that I couldn't do without this ordered map structure. I couldn't just delete the first element. I guess I could, huh? Yeah, I guess I could, but I'd be using sort of two structures. I would have to get the index and then go delete it out of the hash map. So this is faster if it's a constant time operation. This dot can I just do 0? I don't know if that works. So there's size, and I also want to do, can I do this? Undefined. Okay, so you can't get it like that. How do I know? Clear, delete, get, has, set. Get keys, see if their value. Yeah, I did, right? I did that. Is this Lru Cache? Yes, it is. What's up, Mark? Took you almost 30 hours. Oof. Gotta grind it. Gotta grind it. Man, Python makes this a lot easier, doesn't it? Oh, I'm so mad about that. What if I do this? I want the keys. What is that? How about that? It has this keys method. What does it do? It gives you an iterator. Boo. that is like so unnecessarily complicated. It's like you're going to create an iterator, then I need to call next and get the value. Ooh, that's really annoying. Okay. Really makes me want to write it in Python. Nice. Look for next.key. Yeah. No, the next is there. It's just I would do next.value, by the way. And I realize that's confusing, but it's the value of the next iterator, and it's a keys iterator. So if I want the next key, I don't do here. Look, I'll do key. See, it's undefined. That's not what I want. I want next.value, and it's not the next value in the map. It's the next value of the iterator of the map, which is just like, dude, come on, dude. I'm gonna call this stupid iterator. Evict if needed. So if the size is too much, const stupid JS iterator, Python is easier. Stupid JS iterator, Python is easier. And this is going to be this dot ordered map dot keys dot next dot value. This totally might break. Let's log that. I haven't really even refactored that. Just return 0. I don't care. Okay, so it's getting the stupid JS iterator first value. Stupid JS iterator first value. Cool, and then it will be able to delete that. So let's see if these are the values that we expect. So these are eviction values. So first we evict a 2, then a 1, then a 2, then a 3, 4, 1. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 3. So 1, 2, now I have a full queue. 1, now 1 is at the back, so 2 is on deck to be evicted. Add the 3, now I retain 1 and 3, 2 is evicted. So the first eviction is 2. Then I bring in 4, so the 1 is evicted. So this eviction logic seems correct. This eviction logic seems correct. Wow. Okay, cool. We're going to let it be. Okay. Now, I think the putter is right. So this is not correct here. So now we'll just use has. Return this dot ordered map dot has. We just do a greater than -1 check. It's constant either way, so it doesn't matter. So if it has it, we will return the value, or we'll return -1. So this will be a get. If it has it, we're going to get it, and that would be the key. And if it doesn't have it, we're going to return -1. Okay, so we refresh in the queue. I can save a step and just get after key value or like value val for key after refresh. I'll save one operation, big deal. So right, so what if the key is not in the map? Handle an edge case right here. The edge case is that it's a get operation, so the key is not in the map. So if the ordered map queue doesn't have the key and new value is equal to null, then we are going to return null, or like return -1. Cool. So we'll pass null when we're getting because we don't want to update a value. Hey, what are you working on? This is the Lru cache, the least recently used. It purchased least recently used is why it's called Lru. Okay, so refresh key in queue. Actually, I'm not going to return null. I'm going to return undefined. Return. We'll use undefined instead of null because if you look up a key on a hash map that doesn't exist, you get undefined. And also, if you don't pass an argument, it passes undefined. It's kind of like null. Undefined. So if it's undefined, we'll return -1. Otherwise, we'll return the value. Okay. We'll just call this first key. Null, 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 -1 when they expected a 1. So I expect the -1 is coming from here, so let's just double check that. It's always undefined. Yep, okay, so I didn't actually return it. Return, cool. So I actually got to return it. Bam, then that's, yeah, and that's accepted, cool. Evict if needed. We're in the 60s milliseconds. 101. Uh-oh, that's kind of slow. 99. All right, well, let's submit it. We'll see. Yeah, time limit was exceeded there too, even after using the map. All right, where is a JavaScript solution to this? It's like it doesn't want to accept anything. Lru Cache JavaScript. I guess we can try doing this. Ew. Prob LeetCode. Interesting IDE training tool. It's just LeetCode. Java has a linked hash map, which gets you 99% there to an Lru cache. Map should be in most implementations average case. Yeah, but I did map and it was still too slow. This cache keys next value. So this seems correct. Delete it and set it to refresh it. Yeah, isn't this exactly what I did? All right, so let's try their class. Maybe it'll work. So we'll comment all that. And then this copied version, instead of set, we're going to call it put. And yeah, it's get and put. And it's they want to do it this prototype way. So it's not really copied from, it's adapted from. Okay, so capacity, ordered map is new map. I've never actually used that before. Hey, Java. Hey, what's up, Smoke Studio? Cool. So, yeah, the get method. We will do this. And the put method will do this. And then first, where's first used? Oh, the control F on LeetCode is kind of bonkers. So it's only used in one place, right? This stop first. That's fine. We can still break it out. Cool. First. Cool. So there is first. Which side is that? This is LeetCode. This cache, yeah, so it's called cache. We'll call it cache. And then this one is max. Call it max instead of capacity. Key value, yep, so I need val. Wrong answer. Yeah, so it will return null. So I'll just do an undefined check. If it's undefined, return -1 or return item. Cool, so let's submit that. Wrong answer. And why is it a wrong answer? 0. Yeah, because of the eviction rule, it's running into the same issue that I ran into, actually, I think. What if I change this to be greater than or equal? No, this is failing. Some tips on getting good in JS. Codecademy. Codecademy front end path. This will be a denho. A denhos. Okay, so take this and mention it here. Gotta run. Thanks for the only programming live I've seen. See ya. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, so this also fails. Boop. So what if I literally compare my ordered dictionary to their Python one? So this is the one, right? And I think this is passing get, what is this? LRU is not defined. Okay, I didn't uncomment high enough. Okay, so I think this was passing the logic, but it was like too slow. What's the task you're working on? LRU. What? How did that succeed? Didn't it literally just give a wrong answer last time I ran it? Oh, maybe it's variation. It's just like performance variation, maybe. Let's submit it one more time. 1, 2. Time limit exceeded. Yeah. Wow. Literally, it could pass or fail based on performance variation. Wow. I hate LeetCode so much. Okay, so this solution is acceptable. But it can literally fail due to performance variation. That's so annoying. All right, is there anything I can do to make it a little faster? Like Python integrates those methods together, just like, so it's like delete first. Okay. Submit it a few times because it will pass or fail based on random perf variation. I'd like to tweak it a little bit to see if I can get it to more consistently pass. So here, well, what this person did is get if item. See, that could be 0. That could be a 0. Okay, I'll leave that guy alone. But one of the things here is that his item could be a 0. Oh, need to show this better. And I guess you could delete, if it has key, delete it. What if it doesn't have a key? We can test that. Can I just delete even if the key's not there? Let's try doing that. Yeah, well, it looks like it was passing. But it was actually, it looks like it was actually getting slower. So if it has a key, return undefined. I'll just do this piece. Bam. So just delete it and then set it, like, regardless. Is that gonna, oh, it's saying like you can't, yeah. Oh, no, no, no. That's just because it's called something else. This order map. Yeah, we're coding. So it looks like set doesn't get mad if you delete something that doesn't exist. That'll be a micro optimization. So this is micro optimization. Set doesn't get mad. Set doesn't throw if you delete key that doesn't exist. So micro optimization 1, swap. So block below optimized by micro optimization 1. All right, so these are like a micro optimization. Another one I might be able to do. Another one I might be able to do is up here, not check has. Say new value undefined. I don't know if that'll be faster. It will make the worst case slower. If I get rid of has, it'll make the worst case slower, but it could make like average case faster, but meh. How did I just fail time 3 in a row? That's so wild. Look at this. It failed time, like the same solution, fails time 3 in a row and then passes. Faster than 5%. Okay, so this is really slow, actually. Maybe we want to go back. And it's using more memory now? How does that work? So let me comment out my supposed micro optimization. Yeah, now it's like a lot faster. And less memory. And then it's too slow. Oh, this is so dumb. Yeah, isn't this stupid? So I guess the this thing I thought was a micro optimization is actually slowing it down. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that then. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, fine. We'll leave it like this. Submit. I want to make a note, and that wasn't. Now it's set. Now the same code is faster than 92% of JavaScript submissions. Literally the same code. I'm gonna make a note. Note, actually, this micro optimization slows things down. Don't use it. Actually, this is a micro D optimization that slows things down. Cool. Boop, and that was faster. The same code. Now with 50% more memory usage for some reason. Whatever, I don't care. So I consider this problem solved. And the intuition makes a lot of sense, right? So we're using an ordered map queue. It's one of those things, it's kind of a cheap trick. You gotta know to use the map construct, which is actually an ordered dictionary in Python. It's not just a hash map. And yeah, I think this would be easier and faster in Python, honestly. But here's a JavaScript solution. Woohoo! Hey, thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'm going to head out for now. I may or may not stream later. And thank you so much for all the likes and the follows. And